7, 8 minutes of the game, Northern played really well. They're better than what I thought they were. They're big, and with the addition of a couple of shooters, Becky Melcher, they're a force, and Carroll able to come away with a win without Kendall Keller, who I think is a candidate for MVP of the league. Having her off night, I'm sure she wasn't feeling at her best, and she was only got 2 points at the free throw line. But Carroll able to find a way to win when you don't even have your best player at her best. Yeah.
3 players in double figures for the Fighting Saints. Willa Albrecht leads all scorers with 23, 16 from Addie Ekstrom to go along with 4 assists, 11 for Megan Karstetter, 6 rebounds for Megan, 7 boards for Izzy Erickson. As for the visiting Skylights, a big second half by Becky Melcher, 13 points. She made some big shots down the stretch, 18 for her to lead MSU-Northern. And Kansas, his bad horse, had 11 points, 10 rebounds with a double-double. 7 for Cheyenne Krasko with 5 boards and 2 blocks. Gary, the KCAP Sports Player of the Game, who do you have for our listeners?
Well, it was clearly Willa Albrecht, who just did a great job holding down the fort when she didn't have her teammate Kendall at her best. But I also thought that Izzy Erickson did a great job defensively and rebounding. And I just thought Carroll got a little play off the bench. I thought Bullock played well defensively. Claire Converse played well defensively. A good tough win. Carroll did get to the free throw line the second half. Carroll shot 13 for 16 from the free throw line, and that was kind of where they won the game. 8 for 9 for Northern. A tough game. Northern's pretty good. Yeah, I was impressed by them.
So we look at the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard for all your insurance needs and a complimentary insurance review on your home, life, or auto. Call Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. The other 2 games, finals, we've got from Great Falls, Montana Tech 73, Providence 66. So the Orediggers with the upset of the 25th ranked Argos.
Wow.
So they moved to 3rd place in the conference due to
That's
Jeff
a
Graham
huge win
led
in
team.
Great Falls.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the other score, the final from Dillon, Rocky 67, the Bulldogs of UM Western 48. So Wes Keller's group gets back in the win column. They're 2nd in the standings in the Frontier Conference, and the Bulldogs dropped to 2-8. That's who the Fighting Saints will have next. That will be Saturday at 2 p.m. So we will have that one for you on Saturday. So the Saints with a 5-point victory. We will take a break, and when we return, we will look ahead to the men's game, and we'll have a conversation with the head coach of the Fighting Saints, Rochelle Sayers, in a bit. So stick with us. You're listening to the home of Carroll basketball on Rewind, 94.9 FM, online, kcap.com. How are you? They will. I've got 6 minutes. I don't know. We got at least 6 minutes, probably until the prayer. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here comes Rochelle. So that'll be perfect. Have you seen it? Yeah, you got one. Welcome back to the Carroll College PE Center. Pleased to be joined now in the Team Quest broadcast booth by the victorious head coach of the Carroll College Fighting Saints women's team, Rochelle Sayers. Coach Sayers, your team got off to an explosive start on the offensive end. Everybody was shooting well, and then the skids kind of came on a little bit, and Northern started to give you a game, and it got to be crunch time for the second game in a row. What are your takeaways from this one, as it was a slower pace like we kind of projected, and they made a little bit of a run at the end there?
Well, obviously, we didn't have Kendall Keller much, and so that kind of messes with your rhythm a little bit offensively, I think. And then, just Northern has a way of just lulling you into a little bit slower game and a little bit slower style, and we talked a lot about it. Like, we can't get lulled into their pace. We have to stay with our pace. And I just didn't think that we were as focused as we needed to be on the offensive end. I thought we were just taking some shots because they were open. We weren't really in a good flow. We weren't moving the ball like we had talked about. And then they came down and slowed it down and got it to the spot they wanted. And I just didn't think our focus was where it needed to be.
Rebounding is something that you knew that was going to be a key, and for one of the few times you did get out-rebounded on that, and some of it was on the offensive board, so I'm sure that's something that you'll be stressing as you always do. But again, don't want to lose sight of the fact that your defense did, again, hold your opponent into the 50s and came up with stops when you needed to down the stretch after that Melcher had knocked down a couple of big shots towards the end.
Well, and that's kind of what I'm talking about, is the focus. We knew that they had two shooters. We talked about it. We knew who they were. And I didn't feel like we made the effort or adjustments that we needed to in this game. And that's frustrating, that we weren't as focused and we weren't as locked in as we needed to be in. And they know it. I mean, we got to go back there, and we've given this team life 2 games in a row. We've given them hope that, they can play with us and they can beat us. And so that's not what you want to do on your home game, especially when you have to go there twice. And so, we've got to obviously be happy with the win. It was important to get this one, protect your home court. But now we're going to face a completely different animal in Western.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
That was Rochelle Sayers, the head coach of the Carroll College Fighting Saints. They are victorious, 8-2 in conference, and the Skylights dropped to 2-8. We'll turn our attention to the men's game. We're going to take a break here, and we will be back with men's action from the Carroll College PE Center. So stick with us, and we'll be back with more. You're listening to the home of the Fighting Saints on Rewind 94.9 FM and online, kcap.com. I'd say like maybe 2 to 3 minutes, Ashton. Yeah. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the TV Center on the campus of Carroll College for tonight's game between the visiting Lights of MSU-Northern and your Carroll College Fighting Saints. Please stand and remove your hats for the pregame prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for your love and goodness. We ask your blessing upon both teams tonight. May they be protected from injury and use well the gifts you've given them. Bless all of us here tonight and help to know that you are always with us. May we show our gratitude in the way we care for others. We pray this in your name. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We ask that you remain standing and direct your attention to the flag for the playing of our national anthem by the Carroll College Pep Band.
That's perfect.
Sponsored by our beautiful American flag. And now, for the introduction of tonight's starting lineup, for the visiting MSU-Northern Lights, number 3, a 6'2" sophomore from University Place, Washington, 6'8" backswing.
Welcome back to the Carroll College PE Center. It is Frontier Conference action on the men's side now. Dan Pearson, first-year head coach of the Carroll College Fighting Saints, has his team 4-5 in conference play. They come into this one a victory on Saturday in the Magic City where they defeated Rocky Mountain College. So Gary Turcotte, the Saints got off to a rough start to the conference season. There was, I think, I don't want to say panic, but there was just some lower, like, I don't know if this team's going to be as good, murmurs from around the fan base, and all of a sudden they ripped off 3 victories in a row. They did it with a lot of offense.
They did.
And then now they're 4-5, squarely in the middle of the Frontier Conference.
And there was a time when I just thought, this is really going to be a rough year. They just lost so much in the transition from one coaching staff to the other. So many kids left the program, and Daniel Pierce has just done a great job to get them back, and they've been competitive in every game. And, they won 4 games. I was worried at once if they were going to win any games for a while, but they're 4-5 in the conference.
Have a chance to get to 5-5. We look at the starting lineup for head coach Sean Hughes, the longtime coach of the Lights. In the backcourt, Cinque Maxwell, a 6'2" sophomore from University Place, Washington. He's joined by John Reardon, 6'3" senior from Munster, Indiana. In the front court, Xavier Bailey, a 6'4" senior from Renton, Washington, is joined by 6'7" senior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, J.J. Thomas. Leon Sayers, the fourth, is a junior, 6'7" from Spokane, Washington. He can shoot it. That's the starting five for the visiting Lights. As for Dan Pearson's group, starts in the backcourt with James Lang, 6' junior from Portland, Oregon, and fellow Portlander Isaiah Crane, the freshman from Jesuit High School as well. He is the leading scorer in the conference, and he is standing at 6 foot tall as well. Isaiah Moore was the leading scorer in the last game. He's a 6'5" junior from Fairfield, California. Isaac Round, the freshman from Northampton, England, playing the 4. And tipping it up is Derek Kramer, the 6'9" junior from Bellevue, Washington. Starts it off for the Fighting Saints. They've got possession, and the basketball going right to left in their home white jerseys, purple numbering. Northern visiting with their black jerseys and gold numbering. So first catch goes to Derek Kramer. Nice pass to the cutting James Lang, but he's unable to convert on the first. That was a good pass by Derek, unable to finish James Lang. So Sean Hughes' group sees J.J. Thomas with a big size advantage, and he gets some help from Derek Kramer. So Thomas didn't play in the last one, but we've seen him before, talented player in the front court. Sean Hughes has rotated a lot of different starters this season. I think he's been trying to find the right combination of players to get the best out of his group. And we see some newer faces from the last time these teams played. Currently with the basketball is Xavier Bailey, though, who's been one of the consistent forces for Northern, but I thought we were going to have a shot clock violation, but it appears that there was a foul called on the floor before.
And they're discussing that right now. I think they're going to have to look.
So they're doing replay, I believe. Yeah. So 1907 first stoppage. That was the first possession for Northern. So I mentioned Dan Pearson, first season for the Fighting Saints as head coach. He likes to get his pace going, and as we look at the keys to the game on this one, there's one stat that just keeps ringing true, which is if they don't get to 80, they don't win. So first order of business is get to 80.
Yeah. That's been really almost every way that you look at it, that's been the one most consistent statistic for the Carroll men. Yeah.
They've got a lot of depth. They play
9 guys.
Comfortably 9 guys.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of good energy off the bench. So we will be seeing a number of players checking in at various times, and they're going to say that the foul occurred before the shot clock expired. So a new 20 on the clock for the Lights, and the inbound coming from Bailey, and it's stolen by Isaiah Crane into the floor. Open court, and can't convert, so a good look by the leading scorer in the conference, Isaiah Crane. He can't believe it because he's so good at finishing in the paint.
He barely misses those. Yeah.
But the ball will remain with the Fighting Saints. 0-0, only a minute into this one. Crane to Round, James Lang. Around the perimeter they go. Round gets wrapped up and fouled by Reardon. Getting ready for the Super Bowl. That was just kind of a, wrap him up and intentional, but he got a lot of body there. Easy foul call for the officials. Isaiah Moore inbounds to Isaiah Crane. As I mentioned, Crane, the leading scorer in the Frontier Conference. No freshman has ever led the conference in scoring, but he is doing it right now, and he hits a difficult pull-up jumper. Isaiah Crane from Jesuit High School, Portland, Oregon. Same as James Lang. They lead 2-0. Bailey bringing it up the floor, defended by Isaiah Moore. Isaiah's giving him all he can handle right now. And Bailey will rise up for 3 on the switch. Can't convert. Rebound to Isaiah Moore. Saints won the last matchup in Havre. 4-5 in the conference. They'd like to get to 5-5 on this. The second trip throughout the Frontier Conference. All teams play 3 times each, 15 in total. And Crane with a floater. How good for our listeners is he scoring in the lane?
It's just amazing. It's so fun to watch him.
Leon Sears the fourth, who showed some good shooting prowess the last time we saw these teams play. As Northern sees Sayers throw it into the corner to Maxwell. Maxwell, double teamed, kicks it out. Bailey driving and can't connect. Another rebound by Isaiah Moore. So 2 rebounds for Isaiah. Into the front court. He's got room and he pulls up at the free throw line. Can't connect. Derek Kramer battling for it. Ends up in the hands of Reardon. 4-0 Saints lead, early going, almost 3 minutes into this one. Nick Dietz and Gary Turcott. Carroll College men's basketball. The women won earlier, 58-53. 3 ball in and out on the miss from Maxwell. Rebound by Crane. Isaac Round will step into an easy 3 there and in and out. Good look for Round. He brings another dimension when he's shooting it well for them. He's been a little quiet in the last few games.
The press caused the turnover right there. Carroll man press there caused the turnover. Yeah.
So we will see.
Carroll will press on misses, which, I was always afraid to do, but it's been effective for Carroll.
Lionel Sewell checks in for Sean Hughes, also from Portland, Oregon. So the third Portlander on the floor right now. And here's one of them, Isaiah Crane with a good drive. Can't connect, but good hands by Isaiah Crane. He knocked it out of Reardon's hands, and then Isaiah Moore with the finish.
Isaiah Crane got such good hands. Such quick, strong hands.
6-0. Saints off to a good start. A lot of it from the defensive end, getting them some opportunities. Reardon driving and gets an easy take there. So first point to the board for the Lights, John Reardon. 6-2, 4 minutes into this one. First half action. James Lang, one of the captains. It's a young team for the Fighting Saints. Isaiah Moore tried to drop it off to Derek Kramer. Ball goes out of bounds. We see our first substitution. James Lang heads to the bench, and Lawrence De La Cruz onto the floor from Winnipeg, Manitoba, 6-foot junior. He is all energy, and it's been a really big factor off the bench for Dan Pearson. And you could say very similar things about the next guy that's coming in. That'll be Kellen Harrison.
Yep.
Nine on the shot clock. Reardon's going to go to work, drives by, and pretty impressive 2 drives. He's gotten to the cup easily.
Yep.
Check John Reardon. Dale Cruz out to Kramer. Isaiah Crane, now Isaac Round. Isaiah Moore, Isaiah Crane. It's the Isaiah show. 9 on the shot clock. De La Cruz, good defense by Reardon, leads to a turnover, and we will see Kellen Harrison check in. Isaiah Moore heads out. Another substitution from Istanbul, Turkey, the lone senior, Murat Guzalocic. Jared Kramer heads to the bench. 6-4, Saints got off to a 6-0 lead, and then Reardon has back-to-back layups. Sewell into the front court, defended by Crane. And Leon throws it out there. Now we got J.J. Thomas in the far corner. He rises up with a jumper, can't connect. Rebound comes out to Round. Round, a great passer, always looking up the floor, searching for teammates. He'll pick up his dribble and send it off to De La Cruz. Now Murat, deliberate, finds a little bit of room. Jump hook, no good. Rebound, Sayers. So Leon Sayers the fourth. Up ahead and then attacking. No good for Maxwell, but he draws the foul. and they're going to attribute that one to Kellen Harrison, his first. Another substitution sees Owen Smith from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. He will check in. And Sean Hughes will play a lot of players too. So
He will. A lot, yep.
What do you think early going here, Gary? 6 minutes into this one, Saints got off to a good start, but the lights climbing back in.
Well, both teams just kind of cold from the perimeter. A lot of rattles. The ball leaves hand, looks like it's going to go in, and kind of rattles and comes out like that free throw there.
Maxwell misses from the line. He is from University Place, Washington, and he makes 1 for 2. So it's a 1-point game, 6-5. And we'll see more substitutions. Rafe McEnroe from Honolulu, Hawaii, checks in. We'll see if Dan Pearson wants to go into the painted area where Murat's got a little bit of size advantage on him. So Murat gets the catch. And I don't know how. That was a tough one.
That is not a good.
Literally turned around.
And the defender ran into Murat, and they called him for a moving screen.
So Dan Pearson trying to explain
Carroll
his
is
case.
Not happy about that call.
I wouldn't be either. He just turned around and there was a little bit of contact. So Murat gets targeted a little bit. He's a bigger body, and sometimes you don't get the benefit of the whistle when you're the biggest guy on the floor. Nonetheless, turnover. Under 14 to go, 6-5 is the score. Saints lead by 1. And McEnroe, kind of discombobulated offense from the lights right now. And the Saints have had some turnovers and some challenges. So timeout on the floor. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with more first half action when we return. You're listening to the home of the Fighting Saints on Rewind, 94.9 FM, and online, kcap.com.
Dan is really getting after that guy.
Well, I've seen him get called for stuff like that.
That's terrible.
Sure thing. Welcome back to the campus of Carroll College. Frontier Conference action on the men's side. The Fighting Saints 6-5, welcoming in broadcast partner Gary Turcotte. Gary, I used the phrase, I'll use it again, just a little discombobulated. Neither offense looks like it's getting into sets that they feel real good about. The shot quality's kind of mixed bag right now. Some turnovers.
Yep. And these teams are, you have all week to get ready, and you get your opponent wired defensively.
Murat, handoff to De La Cruz. Now Kramer out of the three-point line. Isaiah Moore backs out. Now De La Cruz throws a nice entry pass into Derek Kramer, and he draws the foul.
Good seal by Derek that time to get good low post position. De La Cruz found him with the bounce pass. I like that bounce pass, Nick, into the post.
Absolutely.
I always have. I always think that it's easier for the post to handle it.
And Derek Kramer at the Finstad Carver 1 free throw line knocks down the first of 2 attempts here. So it's 7-5, 13-16. J.J. Thomas will check in, and headed to the bench will be Leon Sayers, the fourth. Derek Kramer, Bellevue, Washington, just continues to improve. He started as a freshman in the program, his third year, and possession will stay with the Fighting Saints.
Nico Harrison caused that. Nico's got some pops. Or Kellen,
Yeah, Nico's been in the news, though. Nico Harrison, the GM of the Mavericks.
Yes, he has.
Played at MSU with Danny Sprinkle.
That's right. That's right. I had forgotten that. Yeah.
They were on that team, I believe it was like 95, 96 that made the tournament. Good look for Isaiah Moore, but he can't convert. But anyway, Kellen Harrison, yep. Bozeman product. 7-5. And good hands by Murat, nearly causing a turnover. Sean Hughes tried to get the timeout, couldn't get it, so it's a jump ball. And the possession arrow in favor of the Lights. 7-5 is the score, 12:46. 4 points for Isaiah Crane. He's on the bench. On the floor for the Saints, you got Guzalocek, Harrison, and in and out from Reardon. David Cruz, the two big lineup with Derek Kramer on the floor. So 2 starters, 3 reserves on the floor for Dan Pearson right now. Kellen Harrison off the bounce, loses his footing, kicks it out to Isaiah Moore. 14 on the shot clock. Isaiah gets good position, and the floater is no good. Murat trying to keep it open, and ball goes out of bounds. So a good look for Isaiah, but nothing doing.
Both teams getting some decent looks. The ball just not dropping for either team.
Substitutions again. Now James Lang and Isaiah Crane, the Jesuit High School alumni, onto the floor. Isaac Brown joins them. Isaiah Moore and Derek Kramer. So you've got starting 5 for the Fighting Saints. 12:13 to go. Saints got off to a 6-0 lead at 7-5. There's been a little bit of a dip in the action offensively. J.J. Thomas trying to post up. Around the perimeter they go. Isaiah tried to get in front of that steal. The shot was up and no good by Sewell. So ice cold shooting in this one so far. 25% for Northern, 27% for Carroll. Temperatures are low outside, the shooting percentages are low inside. Isaiah Crane spinning, turning, shot up and no good, and not a lot of second chance opportunities for either team. McEnroe cleared the rebound. Reardon, who has 4 of the 5 points for the Lights, dribbles between his legs. Sewell in the corner. And he will shoot another 3 from the same spot. This one's short also. So we are almost halfway through this, and we're in single digits, Gary.
And I don't think the jump shot's been made.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Isaiah Moore. Round. James Lang. Lang into the paint. Floater. No good. Rebound. McEnroe. So Sewell brings it up the floor. 10:44 to go. 7-5. Saints leading by 2. Thomas out to Sewell. And now McEnroe will shoot one. No good. The lid on the basket continues, and we see an off-ball foul. Not sure who they called that one on. It's on Kramer.
That's 2 on him.
So he's going to head to the bench, and Murat Guzalocek will check in for Derek. That the 4th team foul on the Fighting Saints. Reardon will head to the bench. Checking in Owen Smith from Hibbing, Idaho. Inbounds coming from Sewell to J.J. Thomas. Good pressure defense by Round. Isaiah Moore on defense. Behind the back, and a turnover into the hands of James Lang, and the loose ball foul on McEnroe. So neither team finding their way to, when you were in games like this, Gary, where offense just sputtering, did you have kind of a go-to play or two that you like to kind of go back to?
You're searching, and a timeout here by Carroll, and I think it'll be a full timeout.
So it is a full. We'll take a break, and we'll resume that thought when we return. 10:21 to go. First half action from Carroll. You're listening to the home of Fighting Saints basketball on Rewind 94.9 FM and online, kcap.com. Oh boy, there's a lid on the basket. Hard time getting 80 if you only have 7 in 10 minutes.
Real hard.
just don't think they have a lot of talent.
Yeah, they've been playing
Nobody
better.
that scares me though, Max.
No, they've been playing better.
$10:21 to go. We're picking up the thoughts. So, Gary, when your team's in a rut, what was your approach on the offensive end?
Well, you know, I think you got to go inside right now because nobody's making any jump shots. I think it's just real tough. I think you got to go inside till somebody starts getting hot and warm it up from the perimeter. But right now, neither team can make a jump shot.
And free throws, usually, that's a way to get somebody going. 7-5 is the score. Murat in the post, as you mentioned. Good, nifty move by Murat.
Yeah, and they did decide to go inside and rewarded.
9-5, halfway through the first half. Saints lead by 4. Sayers throws it to the corner. Maxwell rises up and can't connect. Batted around into the hands of Isaiah Moore. Saints bringing it up the floor. Up 4. Offensively challenged start to this one for both teams. 4 of the 5 starting players on the floor, and Murat Guzlocek in for Derek Kramer with the 2 fouls. Crane out to Isaiah Moore, and Isaiah gets close to the basket and lays it in, so a little bit of
2 in the
success.
paint by Carroll right there.
Good strong move by Isaiah. Led the team in scoring in the last game against Rocky, a win. Carroll 4 and 5 in conference play. Sewell, Sayers, back to Sewell. Now J.J. Thomas face up the big man, taking it in on Murat. Murat called for the loose ball foul. So that's 2 on Murat, 2 on Derek Kramer, and Dan Pearson is not thrilled by that one. He's trying all the nonverbal communications right now after he did the verbal ones earlier. Murat's a big guy.
Yeah.
Thomas went right into him.
He doesn't get any breaks, put it that way.
Say it's Murat, and then Alex Bullock gets the hard time on the women's end. 11-5. Saints up 6. Sayers, nifty move, driving and drawing contact and scoring. So Leon Sayers, who's got some good shooting ability, shows some acumen in the paint. Scores, he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Fouls on James Lang, so that's 6 fouls on the Saints. So the next one will send the Lights to the free throw line. Sayers, the lefty, swishes the free throw. It's 11-8. Saints lead by 3. James Lang, Isaac Round, and we see a loose ball foul. So this one's being called pretty tightly.
Yeah, right now they're calling it very tight.
And Gary, between Round and Lang, those are kind of probably 2 of their best perimeter shooters.
Yeah.
And it just does a lot if they can find one of those 2 to kind of knock down open up things in the painted area. Crane.
Oh, tough shot by Crane to go into his right, a floater.
He makes it look routine. He's got 6 in this one. 13-8, 8:24 to go, first half action. Thomas, Sewell, and Sewell nearly turns it over. Now Thomas tries his best. Murat with a shot block. You don't see Murat get a lot of blocks, but he got that one. And the Saints bringing up the floor, up 5. And a good pass by Round, and Lang in traffic draws the foul.
And that's that back door out of the corner that Carroll just loves. But it took a perfect pass to get it to him.
The Saints got off to a 6-0 lead. The lead is 5.
Now Murat's got 2 fouls. You got to be careful.
As does Derek Kramer.
Yeah.
8 minutes remaining in the first half. It is 13-8. James Lang, 84% free throw shooter, knocks down that one from the Finstad Carpet One free throw line. For hardwood, laminate, tile, and carpet, go to Finstad's, an employee-owned community partner trusted for over 75 years. Finstad's Carpet One on Fuller downtown. James Lang knocks them both down. 7-point lead for the Fighting Saints. So they've started to get get going on the offensive end. It's 15-8. Sewell. Good defense applied by Crane. 14 on the shot clock. Around the perimeter they go. Owen Smith driving and kicking. Sayers, set shot, 3-ball. Knocks it down.
That's a pick and pop there. He set the on ball, pop to the corner, and he's a set shooter. That wasn't a fluke.
Good shooter from the perimeter. He did score on a layup and got the 3-point play, so Sayers leading the way for their scoring operation. 15-11. Marat spins baseline, and with a good entry pass and around, it gets stripped. He wanted the foul call, didn't get it. Back in transition, J.J. Thomas from Florida. And then good hands by James Lang. So he picks his pocket. We're going both directions. Isaiah Crane, transition, always tough. Can't connect. Owen Smith. So we have a little pace all of a sudden to this one. Sewell will slow it down. 15-11, 6:56 to go. Sayers out to Maxwell. Maxwell, now Thomas, J.J. Thomas. Tries to throw the lob in. Loose ball foul on Isaiah Moore. And that'll lead to free throws, so that's not what you want if you're Dan Pearson, because he's a good free throw shooter. So we'll see more substitution. Here come your high-energy combo, De La Cruz and Harrison.
They're small, but they're high energy.
They are. They're good passers. They're good defenders. They make things happen, and Sayers is making things happen at the free throw line. Couple score updates we'll pass along. There's a couple other games in action here, so I'll get the refresh here. And from Dillon, where we will be Saturday, it is 29-27, first half action. Rocky with a 2-point lead over the Bulldogs. And then a low-scoring one in Great Falls, 18-16. Providence leads Tech by 2, 6 minutes remaining in the first half there. So keep you posted on those two. As for here on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard, it's 15-13. Marat kicks it out, 3-ball. De La Cruz. Too long, offensive board, Guzalocic. Driving and attacking is De La Cruz. Round for 3. Splash. A Jolene Lloyd, Berkshire Hathaway, 3-pointer off the fingertips of Isaac Round. 18-13. So that was much needed for the Fighting Saints.
Ooh. And that's 3 on Marat.
That was the first 3, Gary, for the Saints. They've only attempted 3, so now Derek Kramer will have to come in with 2 fouls. Marat's got 3. 8th team foul. So we'll see free throws forthcoming from John Reardon. Yeah, it is John Reardon. The 1 for 8 threes for Northern, so they're not shooting it well from beyond the arc, but you don't want to give them too many free throw attempts.
Yep.
That one, though, miss on the front end. Rebound by Round. Sayers has 8. Reardon has 4. As for the Fighting Saints, Crane leads the way with 6. De La Cruz step back and knocks down a jumper. 20-13, 7-point lead for Carroll. Maxwell defended by Harrison, the sticky defender, the former Gatorade Player of the Year as a football player at Bozeman High, and he's a basketball player, and a lot of what Dan Pearson wants for this team he can provide on the cultural side. He's a high IQ defender. Owen Smith had good position, couldn't convert, and back in full force is Harrison, driving and kicking. Good entry pass into Derek Kramer going up against the very tall Jacob Randall, 5'11" from Louisville, Texas, and Kramer gets the best of him. Saints have their largest lead, 22-13. 9-point lead, 5 minutes to go in the first half. Reardon, cat quick, drives and can't convert. Saints coming back on offense. Round, throws it to the corner and too tall for De La Cruz. As he kind of mistimed his jump, tried to get that one. Sewell checks in, Reardon will check out. On the floor for the Fighting Saints, you've got Round, Kramer, Moore, Harrison, and De La Cruz. J.J. Thomas checks in, Jacob Randall checks out. 4:53 remaining, a 9-point lead for the Fighting Saints, largest of the game. Both teams were struggling mightily on offense. Started to get a little bit better for the Fighting Saints, but the Lights, aside from Sayers, haven't had much going. Owen Smith off to Sayers. He'll get a catch again. Sends it around the perimeter. Thomas. Now Sewell. Sayers. Sewell will pull for three, and he misses everything. He hasn't had the ability from downtown. Good snag by Kellen Harrison on the pass attempt, and a turnaround jumper is good. He gets the shooter's touch on that one, so timeout, 32nd by Coach Hughes, and it's 24-13, an 11-point lead for the Fighting Saints in this one. Carroll coming in off of a victory Saturday in which they were flirting with 100 points, as they've done twice in their matchups with the Battling Bears of Rocky Mountain College. In this one, I mentioned when speaking with Gary in the pregame the fact that getting to 80 has been the recipe for success for the Fighting Saints. They got 24 with 4:11 remaining in the first half, so they're definitely not on pace for that 80 mark, but their defense has been in good form as much as the Lights offense has not looked very good. Lights stuck on 13 right now with all of the points coming from Sayers and Reardon pretty much. Maxwell got a free throw in there, but 8 for Sayers, 4 for Reardon. That's 12 of the 13 for the Lights. Sewell bringing it up the floor. 11-point lead for Carroll, and Leon Sewell hasn't had the touch from long range. He's running the point. Owen Smith kicks it out. Sayers fakes. Now Thomas. Not a lot of decisiveness on the offensive end for these Lights. But Sayers, feet set, and three ball no good. Skying for the board. De La Cruz. He'll walk it up the floor. Lawrence De La Cruz, first year in the program from Canada. Kicks it out. Harrison, nice entry pass into Kramer. And some contact on him before he can get the shot up. That is the second on Thomas, the sixth foul on the Lights. So one more foul will put the Saints in the bonus. We will see a substitution. This will be Ashton Taylor Franklin from Grand Prairie, Texas, a 6'7" freshman. He's onto the floor, and he will defend Derek Kramer, who gets the entry pass. And Derek will target him. He'll spin baseline, and he tried. He wanted the dunk, but he got fouled. He scores with ease there, and he will get a chance for the three-point play. So good move there by Kramer. He draws the foul immediately on the recently checking in Taylor Franklin, and the Saints have doubled up the Lights right now. It's 26-13. Make it 27 as Derek Kramer gets the three-point play. So, Gary, the Saints' offense starting to find a little bit of rhythm, and their defense still, I just haven't seen a lot of decisiveness out of the Lights right now on offense. And as I say that, we see a little decisiveness as Maxwell drives baseline and scores. Cinque Maxwell, first bucket, so he's got 3, but they've been passing it around the perimeter a lot. That was more attacking. And 3 minutes to go in this one, 27-15. Round. Dribbling on the perimeter, sends it off to De La Cruz. De La Cruz knifing in the lane and turns it over. He got caught in midair. Sayers collected it. And then Sewell off to Owen Smith, back to Sewell. Now Sayers, open 3. He's dynamic from there, but he can't find that one. And the rebound to Kramer. 2:35 to go in this first half. Carroll College trying to get to 500 in conference play, 5-5. They're 4-5 right now, but leading by 12. Round. Knocked down a 3 earlier. Now Kramer hands it off. Crane attacking, drawing some contact. Floater.
Tough. He is tough.
So Isaiah Crane, where he loves to make a living in the painted area with those floaters. 29-15. 2 minutes to go. De La Cruz applying some pressure. Owen Smith, he just doesn't look like he's going to be a shooter out there. Not looking for a shot right now. Sewell drops it into Taylor Franklin. Turnaround, can't convert. Offensive rebound by Sayers. He's fouled on the floor by Harrison. So it'll be free throws for Mr. Sayers the fourth from Spokane, Washington, and Everett Community College, 6'7" junior. De La Cruz and Harrison head to the bench. Isaiah Moore and James Lang check in. Owen Smith checks out. John Reardon checks in for the Lights. 1:40 remaining, and free throws forthcoming from Sayers, who leads the way with 8 for Northern. Make it 9.
And he didn't start. Did he start?
He did start, but in the game when we were in Havre, he got off to a good start and then almost didn't play until the game was out of reach, which we'll never know the end of that story. But he's definitely got the most offensive repertoire.
Yeah.
2 for 2 at the line. He's up into double figures. Crane. Knifing through the lane again and then drawing contact. Gets helped up by Reardon and Kramer. So Taylor Franklin's got 2 fouls right out of the chute, so he will head to the bench. And Jacob Randall, a lot of size on that front line. Randall 6'11", Taylor Franklin 6'7", Thomas 6'7". That's the area that the Fighting Saints don't have as much as the size.
And they really only have 2 post players in the program right now.
But it hasn't hurt him in this one yet.
No, but Derek doesn't need to get his 3rd foul here either.
Right. 29-17, 12-point margin. First free throw missed by Crane. Second is a swish. So it's 30-17, 13-point lead. Full court pressure from James Lang on Sewell. He's bringing it up the floor. Leon Sewell from Portland, Oregon. Umpqua Community College. Maxwell, good drive, can't convert, rebound to Lang. He looks up the floor, and he's going to push the pace. He's going to go coast to coast, James Lang.
Boy, he goes so hard to the hole. He's not very big, but he goes hard to the hole.
And he converts, puts the lead up to 15, the largest of the game. A loose ball foul. Nope, they're going to take timeout.
Northern took a timeout, yeah.
So Sean Hughes will call a timeout. It's the 32nd. We'll keep it here. A reminder that all season long, Carroll College basketball presented by Ambient Air Solutions. Sign up for Ambient Air Solutions maintenance program, and you can save money right out of the gate with a full system tune-up on your furnace, plus future discount prices with Ambient Air Solutions. And by Meineke Car Care, supporting local athletics. Meineke Car Care, doing car care right. Locally veteran-owned and operated at 610 Custer, 32-17. So, Gary, Fighting Saints, they were stuck on 7 there for a while. We were starting to wonder if double digits were going to happen. And now they've found a little bit of success, and mostly it's been in the paint.
Isaiah Crane gives them such a huge boost. You know, he's such a tough matchup for anybody in the league. And he's so hard to guard. And defensively, Carroll has just been all over Northern. They're not getting very good looks right now. Only 17 points. I'm sure Sean Hughes can't believe that they're struggling like they are right now.
Reardon attacking and drawing the foul, so he'll get to the free throw line with 38 ticks left in the first half. 15-point lead for Carroll College.
And that was a good set that Sean drew up there coming out of the timeout. Get the ball to Reardon where he wanted it.
All players who've seen time in this one for the Fighting Saints have scored. Crane leads the way with 9. 8 players have been on the floor for Dan Pearson's group. Sayers has 10. Reardon now has 6 as he goes 2 for 2 from the line. 30 on the shot clock, 38 on the half clock as Isaiah Crane walks it up the floor. We'll see. Dan Pearson looks like he wants them to burn some clock here, up 13. Good defense by Maxwell on Crane. 13 on the shot clock. Let's see when Crane goes to work. He's going to take the screen from Derek Kramer. And they converge on Isaiah Crane, and a foul is called on Reardon. Much to the chagrin of the head coach of Northern, Sean Hughes. 32-19. And that will lead to, it's the front end here, opportunity for Isaac Brown. We'll see a couple substitutions. Anthony Mendez in for the first time for Northern. De La Cruz on the floor to do some defensive work, as is Aiden McGarvin. Smart substitution by Dan Pearson to get Derek Kramer out of it. You don't want him to get his third with 13 seconds.
Absolutely, yep. Front end of a 1-on-1 here, Nick.
So Crane knocks it down. He's into double figures. Score is 33-19, 14-point margin. Crane takes a deep breath, couple dribbles, another one, another dribble, and his routine is true. 2 for 2 at the line from Isaiah Crane. 11 seconds remaining. Maxwell takes a look at the scoreboard. He's going to take a screen from Sayers. He throws it out to Sewell. And Sewell has been short on every 3, but the offensive rebound and putback by Sayers, that ends the half. Sean Hughes pumps his fist. 34-21, 13-point lead for the Fighting Saints as we head into halftime. We will take a break, and when we return, we will have halftime from the PE Center, scores from around the Frontier Conference. So stick with us. You're listening to the home of the Fighting Saints on Rewind, 94.9 FM, and online, kcap.com. Thank you. Welcome back to the Carroll College PE Center, where the score in the men's game is 34-21 at halftime. Joined in the Team Quist broadcast booth, John Lagerquist and Greg Thornquist have joined to form Team Quist, a Century 21 commercial real estate team. And Gary, that first half, you've got to feel really happy if you are Dan Pearson on the defensive end, holding the lights to 24% shooting.
They're 6 for 25, which is shockingly bad, really. And there were some good shots that they missed. But there were also a good defense by Carroll. No question that the defense was a factor in getting that lead. And then, really even worse, Northern 1 for 12 from the 3. Nick, that's just awful when you're shooting that bad. In modern day college basketball, Carroll only took 3 threes the whole half, 1 for 3, but 13 for 26. This is one of those halves where the statistics are almost identical on both teams, except for one thing: shooting percentage.
Yep.
And Carroll's just shooting the ball better than Northern. That's just it. It's just Carroll's getting high percentage shots in the paint and making half of them, and Northern depending a lot on the 3 ball and only made 1 for 12.
Fighting Saints got off to a 6-0 lead. They led by as much as 15. They lead by 13. The bucket right before the end was Maxwell who got that one. So only 3 players for MSU Northern scored in that first half. A big half by Sayers. He had 12 points, 3 boards, 5 for 5 at the line. Northern got 8 of their 21 points from the free throw line. You mentioned their struggles from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
And it started off just not shooting it well, and it really didn't get much better. But the Saints +6 on the boards. They've got 8 guys in the scoring column, 11 from Crane, 6 for Derek Kramer to go along with 4 boards, 4 and 4 for Isaiah Moore. The only 3 was made by Round, so they lead by 13. We talked about it. 80 has been the number they need to get to. They're only at 34.
Yep.
They obviously can get there because we've seen them put up some big-time halves in the scoring side, but with this one, do you feel like we're going to have kind of just that slow it up? There was one little maybe 2-minute sequence where there was some up and down the floor, but aside from that, it's been a lot of half court.
I just can't believe Northern's going to shoot the ball that poorly the second half. Carroll will have to continue to get good shots, attack the paint, take care of the ball. I worry a little bit about foul trouble for Carroll. With Murat's got 3 fouls, Derek's got 2. That could be a factor because they don't have another post sub. They're awfully small without one of those 2 guys in the ball game. I just don't think Northern will continue to shoot the ball that poorly. I'm sure they'll make a run at Carroll here sometime here in the second half. And Carroll just good, solid defense and offense. They know what they're trying to accomplish, and they're playing their game right now, and they're executing at a very high level at the offensive end. Even when they were missing shots, they were getting awfully good shots in the paint right around the basket.
And Gary, the situation in terms of foul trouble is a good point, and it's one that also affects Northern. So Murat's got 3, Derek Kramer with 2, Kellen Harrison with 2. On the flip side, 2 fouls for Reardon, 2 for Thomas, 2 for McEnroe, and 2 for Taylor Franklin. So 4 players on Northern with 2 fouls. Carroll's got 3 with 2 or 3, but like you mentioned, post players. So that might be something that you see Sean Hughes try to attack the middle there and try to get some, when you're down 13 and you struggle, it's not a bad idea to get closer shots because for the most part it's been passing it around the perimeter and waiting for somebody to miss a 3.
Yeah, and Carroll depends on those post players in their offense to set that high on-ball screen and force Northern to have to adjust. And if you take those guys out, Northern could just switch. Let's say they both got in foul trouble, you had to take them both out. Then that high ball screen doesn't work very well because Northern will just switch them all. And then it becomes more and more difficult for Carroll to get the kind of quality penetration and shots in the paint that they like to get.
As we look at the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard for all your insurance needs and a complimentary insurance review on your home, life, or auto, call Mike Miller State Farm Insurance. Gary, the other scorers right now in action, Frontier Conference. Down the road in Dillon on I-15, you've got Rocky Mountain College 47, Western 42. That's at halftime.
Wow.
So a high-scoring affair in that one. The Saints will take on the Bulldogs Saturday on both the women's and the men's side. We will have that one for you. 4 o'clock tip-off for the men, 2 for the women. The other game at half in Great Falls, Providence 35, Tech 30.
Wow.
So the Argos trying to get a second loss handed to Montana Tech, who's been kind of unchallenged as the leader of the Frontier Conference so far. So those are the scores of the 3 games. Here it's 34-21. We'll take a break, and when we return, we'll do a little looking at the standings, update you on what happened earlier on the women's side. So stay with us. Halftime from Carroll, Saints up by 13. You're listening to the home of Carroll College basketball on Rewind, 94.9 FM, and online, kcap.com.
Carroll won by, I don't know, about 15.
They did. I think it was like, I thought it was like maybe 86 to 70 or something like that. I gotta look.
Yeah, that was in Haber.
Yeah. It wasn't a very good game. Northern's 1-8 in conference, so. Welcome back to the Carroll College PE Center. It's halftime, 34-21 in the men's game. Nick Dietz and Gary Turcott. So, Gary, let's take a look at the Frontier Conference standings on the men's side. Montana Tech, 8-1. They're taking on Providence right now, who's 6-3 in second place. So, regardless of the outcome, Tech will be in first, but it would be a big win for Providence to narrow the gap, and both teams trying to secure a bye in the Frontier Conference tournament. Then you got the log jam, of which Carroll's a part. Rocky, Western, Carroll, all 4-5.
Yep.
So this little stretch is a big one for all those teams involved, because Rocky's currently playing Western, so the winner of that will get to 5-5. The loser will go down to 4-6. Carroll, if they win, gets to 5-5. They will then take on Western on Saturday, where we'll have that one. So if Carroll were to rattle off a couple victories here, they could move up to conceivably third in the conference.
Well, and that would be an amazing accomplishment with all the losses that they had in the program from the coaching transition and kind of a rough start to the season. That would be a tremendous goal. Just to get to 500 in the conference. It's a good conference. You know, Providence is a school that amazes me. 13 new players, Nick. 13 new players, and they are playing winning basketball. And here they're ahead of Montana Tech, who's a nationally ranked team, and a team that's expected to go, I would say, deep into the playoffs. And Providence is ahead at halftime.
Already with 20 victories, the Orediggers, 20-2. Carroll looking for their 10th victory of the season, and it would be their 5th conference victory. So as we look ahead to the second half, and the keys to the game presented by Helena Valley Addiction Services, where the key to sobriety is a solid support system. Take the first step at HelenaValleyAddictionServices.com. Gary, what's going to be the second half keys in your mind?
Well, I think Carroll has to keep attacking the rim. I think they have to keep going to Isaiah Crane and let him create. And I just don't think Northern has a good matchup for him. And who does in the league? Maybe Montana Tech's got a guy that can guard him, and that's about it. And then Carroll's got to continue to play really solid, smart defense and not turn the ball over on offense. And they should be just fine. But you just know Northern will not shoot the ball from the three as poorly, 1 for 12. They will not shoot the ball that poorly this second half.
There you have it, the keys to the second half presented by Helena Valley Addiction Services. We will take one more break and we return second half action from the PE Center, so stick with us. You're listening to the home of the Fighting Saints on Rewind 94.9 FM and online, kcap.com.
No, we're good.
Thank you,
Thanks, Billy.
I was racking my brain and I was like, they're missing somebody. I couldn't figure it out.
Carroll?
Yeah. And the fact that you can't figure it out tells us everything we need to know, because it hasn't been a great year yet. He's on the bench. I don't know if he's
Look
sick.
in the doghouse. He might be sick. There's a lot of beds.
Yeah. But I was thinking through and I was like, they're missing one guy. Who is it? I thought he wasn't with us.
Chris? Gary and I had lunch today at Northern. I said, so funny. Chris never talks. So I said, just say hi, that's it.
Starting second half will be Carroll basketball.
Perfect.
Isaiah Crane from Isaiah Moore.
Came out in the zone.
Welcome back to the Carroll College PE Center, and the second half starts with an Isaiah Crane floater. And it's good. The Saints lead by 15, 36-21. Nick Dietz and Gary Turcotte from the Carroll College PE Center, the 10th game of the Frontier Conference season, 15 games in all. 5 opponents, 3 games each, and Northern starts like they started the first half, which was 1 for 12 from 3. Now they're 1 for 13. 19:05 remaining in this one. Saints up 15. They have only won when they have scored over 80. Will they get to 80, or will they get their first win without that stat? James Lang driving, slashing, can't convert. Good box out by Sewell. Kramer can't get to it. He's playing with 2 fouls. Starters for the Fighting Saints, like they started the game, James Lang and Isaiah Crane in the backcourt. Isaiah Moore, Derek Kramer, Isaac Round in the front court. Sewell, though, starting this half at point guard with Cinque Maxwell. Leon Sayers, the 4th. Reardon and J.J. Thomas playing with 2 fouls. They front Sayers, no luck on the lob pass. They get it to him, and he scores.
Little high-low action there, well executed by Northern.
Sayers has 14 to lead Northern, 14 of their 23. Isaiah Crane jumper, knocks it down. So good start to the second half for Isaiah Crane, 2 for 2. 38-23, 15-point lead. Maxwell sends it off to Sayers. Sewell takes the screen, kicks it to the corner. Reardon driving, mows down James Lang, and they call a
Block on James, yep.
Reardon always is attacking for the most part.
Very
he likes to
aggressive
get
player,
to the basket.
Yep. Physically strong.
I thought he had decent position, but he might have just shuffled a little bit of his feet. James Lang, second foul on him. J.J. Thomas going to work on interior, kicks it out. Around the perimeter they go. Hasn't worked for Northern. So Reardon facing up. Now Thomas with the lob, and there's a foul on the floor. So that's worked once,
Yeah.
and they tried to get it a second
They've
time.
got Reardon. They're putting him down low now, and he does have a size advantage on anybody that Carroll's got to guard him. And they're going lobbing high, low, looking for him down low. It's been effective.
So 20 on the shot clock. Entry pass, Maxwell. Now they throw it into the block, and it's Thomas. Thomas spins. Good defense by Derek Kramer. Better offense, J.J. Thomas with the jumper in close.
You can see Northern's game plan go inside a little bit. They shot the ball so poorly that Sean decided, let's go inside.
Makes sense. See if we can get a third foul on Derek Kramer. Isaac Round throws it to the corner. James Lang driving, searching, and a little floater in and out. Good look for Lang. Rebound by Thomas. So 3 minutes into this one, 13-point margin. Sayers, the bulk of the offense for this Northern team. 1-8 in the conference. And Reardon knifes through and gets a layup. He had a couple in the first half. He gets that one.
Yeah, he's their most effective guy attacking the rim, by far.
James Lang. Isaiah Moore. He calls for the screen. Derek Kramer. Moore contorts and floater, no good. Derek Kramer keeps it alive, and he'll attack. And a good pass to Isaiah. Isaiah misses from point-blank range, and J.J. Thomas clears the rebound. So that was...
I think when you're right in front of the basket, he was trying to use the backboard. I think he just wanted to rim shoot that.
Yeah, it was a unselfish pass by Derek. I thought he was going to go up with it. And then Derek with a bad foul there, so that's 3. Maxwell got him off balance, and so I think Dan Pearson's just going to go with the Mighty Mites here. He's got, here comes Murat to the rescue. He's got Harrison and De La Cruz at the scorers table, and they'll be joined by Murat, Guzlojic, Derek Kramer, upset with himself, getting that third foul with 16:02 remaining in the game. And first free throw no good by Maxwell. So James Lang, Isaiah Moore, Derek Kramer head to the bench. Now you got essentially 3-point guards, Guzlojic and Round. Maxwell, 1 for 2 at the free throw line. 38-28. One senior on this team for Dan Pearson. That would be Murat Guzlojic. 3 fouls. He gets the catch at the high post. Crane kicks it out. Round driving, gathering. He drew contact. Oh, absolutely, I think.
I like to see Rounds do that. He needs to do more of that where he attacks a little bit.
Good shooter, excellent passer, but like you mentioned, that might open up some opportunities for some.
Yeah, because we know he can
threes.
shoot, but he doesn't. He needs a little room to shoot. So yeah.
So at the line, Isaac Round from the Finstad Carver 1 free throw line knocks that one down. He did hit a 3 earlier. 39-28, 11-point margin. Round. Good, 2 for 2 at the line for Isaac, 40-28. So Saints halfway to their magic number of 80. Full court pressure by Harrison. Gets bumped into intentionally by Maxwell, trying to draw a foul, but nothing called. And then a turnover, so Isaiah Crane gets the steal. Bringing it up the floor, directing traffic. Good ball handlers abound on the floor for Dan Pearson's group, and cutting is Round, a nice entry pass to Murat, and I believe that Thomas got a piece of it, and it still went down. So 42-28. Sewell, good ball handling. Evades pressure, Maxwell. Now Sayers, 3. He's open and he buries it. You can't leave him open.
No.
Leon Sayers, a one-man scoring machine for the Lights. Not getting a lot of help, though. 42-31. Under 15 to go. De La Cruz to Crane. Crane will shoot a 3, and he misses badly. But the rebound goes to Harrison. He throws it inside to Murat. He gathers, and he can't score from in close. Sewell off to Reardon. Reardon with the left hand.
Boy,
He's really
he's
getting what he
crafty,
wants there.
Yeah.
John Reardon, another layup, almost
Real
like
nice
all his
cross,
points.
got a real good crossover move off that dribble. Right to left crossover.
And all of his points except for the free throw, Gary, as we see Murat pull a three, which is probably not the shot Dan Pearson wants. Doesn't shoot a lot of them.
No.
And I'm sure Sean Hughes is happy to see him take that one. 42-33. Reardon and Sayers the fourth have been all of the offense for the Lights. They're looking to make a run here. Maxwell drives, and good hands by De La Cruz kind of thwarted his momentum, and then he was unable to score on the layup. And then Crane taking on three guys.
How did he get that ball to go?
I don't know, because the basket rattled on that one, too.
Yeah.
Timeout on the floor. We will take a break. We'll be back with more second half action. Saints up 11. You're listening to the home of the Fighting Saints on Rewind 94.9 FM and online, kcap.com.
But she also has been a major partner with Carroll Athletics for all those years. Sarah's warm hospitality has been felt if you come into the store, and our students have always been welcomed with warm, open arms by Sarah. Sarah,
I like this lady. She worked at a band.
this next chapter in your life, we want to thank you for all that you've done for Carroll, all that you've done for this community. We really appreciate it.
What?
Can't picture him.
You've been an essential part of our community at Carroll. Your legacy is going to be remembered because of your kindness, your collaboration.
Welcome back to the Carroll College.
We've got a sea halo that says Sarah.
They're trying to give a little bit of a presentation right here. Charlie Gross, athletic director, recognizing one of the members of the community working at Vans Thriftway and getting good recognition from the crowd. Just been a mainstay in the customer service arena for students for 20 plus years, so good recognition for her. 44-33, 11-point margin. We've got 13:34 to go. The Fighting Saints, 11-point lead on defensive side, Gary. It's really been two players, and that's it for the Lights.
Yep.
So can they stop the dribble penetration of John Reardon and then not give up open threes for Sayers, who's on the bench right now? Xavier Bailey, who's one of the better players, has been a non-factor in this one, but he's back onto the floor. Catches and kicks, and Reardon's going to shoot a three. He can't connect. You'd rather have him shooting those than layups.
Yeah.
44-33. And we got a timeout.
Media timeout here.
All right, so we'll keep it here since we were just in the break, but an opportunity to remind you that all season long, Carroll College basketball presented by Rutgers Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rutgers Furniture. And by Gold Island Casino. Play and stay where the winners go at Gold Island Casino next to the Dollar Store on North Montana. So it's 11-point margin, 44-33. Nick Dietz and Gary Turgoff from the Team Quest broadcast booth. As I mentioned, Leon Sayers has 17. He's on the bench right now, at least heading into this break. Reardon has 10. That is 27 of the 33 for the Lights. As for the Fighting Saints, a lot more balance. Isaiah Crane has matched Sayers with 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and then all the way down to 6 points is your next highest scorer, that Derek Kramer, who's saddled with 3 fouls right now. 5 rebounds, so 6 for him. So it's really been Isaiah Crane and a little bit of something from everyone up and down the lineup, but nobody really getting into a groove aside from Isaiah.
Right, and then for Northern, just like you said, a two-man show, and Reardon is very effective attacking the rim. Sayers has been effective kind of posting up and also shooting threes for Northern.
He's the only one that's made any threes.
Yeah.
And he is 2 for 4.
Yeah.
The rest of the team 0 for 11 from downtown.
My goodness. Yeah. And a half-court trap here by Northern.
Isaac Round throws it ahead to Isaiah Moore. He leaps for that one and corrals it. Round driving and dishing. Marat with a nice strong pass out to De La Cruz. De La Cruz rewards him in the painted area and scores. So a nice pass, the international connection from Canada to Turkey. 46-33. Reardon. They're going to pressure him a little bit with Harrison and De La Cruz. J.J. Thomas, the big man, gives it back to Reardon. Reardon, who's been attacking, throws the lob, and Harrison tried to pick it off. Now Thomas, defended by Marat. Thomas, patient, spinning and turning and shooting. Can't convert. Rebound comes out, and De La Cruz, last man standing, as 2 of his teammates hit the deck. Isaiah Moore was attacking there, thinks better of it, kicks it out. De La Cruz, 15 on the shot clock, knifing into the lane. God, he's so good at finding room. Tries the jumper off glass, can't connect. Rebound by McEnroe, playing with 2 fouls. Throws it out to Sewell. And Gary, that Xavier Bailey, we've seen him for the last 3 seasons, but he's been a ghost right now. Just hasn't had a shot attempt.
That is so strange because I've seen him play well.
Starts for him. McEnroe shoots a 3, misses badly. Rebound Marat, throws it up court to Isaiah. He contorts in midair and draws the foul. Good job by Marat on the outlet, getting it up the floor. He's really underrated at that. It kind of reminds me of the player that got a lot of attention, but this is saying something because it's been 10 to 15 years since he was in college, was Kevin Love.
Yes.
Kevin Love, kind of the throwback, could
Great
throw
passer.
the outlet full court almost.
Yep.
Marat's got that strength. He can throw some heaters down there, and he got Isaiah Moore, his teammate, an opportunity, and Isaiah got fouled, so he heads to the Finstad Carroll free throw line. And he knocks down the first one. We'll see Anthony Mendez checking in. McEnroe checking out. And Sayers, 4th, back in. They need his scoring punch. Tied for the lead in this one with Isaiah Crane. 17 apiece. But right now, Isaiah Moore, second free throw on the way. And he hits the front of the rim. Can't convert. 1 for 2. 47-33. Derek Kramer back into the game. Marat takes a breather. James Lang will check in a little bit. Sewell out to Sayers. Bailey. Now Sayers the 4th, and Bailey. Thomas with the catch. 3 on the shot clock. Sayers gathers. Good shot, no good, but the rebound cleared by Isaiah Moore. Isaiah's done a nice job on the boards. He's got 5. To go along with 6 points, led the team in scoring on the trip to Billings. Victory over the Battling Bears. The Saints have won 2 of their 4 conference games over Rocky. And a nice pull-up jumper, Kellen Harrison. So 4 points for him. 2 for 2 from the field, a couple rebounds. And Lawrence De La Cruz with the full court defense is charged with the foul. James Lang checks in. Harrison will check out. 49-33, 10:31 to go. 16-point lead. Largest of the game, Mendez. And pressure applied by the Fighting Saints. The aforementioned Bailey dribbling. Has shot it a couple times, but just been a non-factor so far. Sewell picks it up. Thomas and Round probably gets away with a little bit of a push there. Gets the steal on the lob attempt. 49-33. De La Cruz, the Jet, driving baseline. Then excellent pass by James Lang. Gather and Derek Kramer with the hoop and the harm. So 2 awesome passes. De La Cruz to James Lang, then James Lang with great feed into Derek Kramer. Kramer converts, draws contact, and gets the hoop. So the largest lead of the game now for the Fighting Saints, 18-point lead as we dip under the 10-minute mark remaining in this one. Carroll in command early and leading by 19. So Kramer's got 9 now. Go along with 5 rebounds. You got the double big approach right now. Derek Kramer, Murat Guzalocek. Joined by James Lang, Lawrence De La Cruz, and Isaiah Moore. Derek hedges far away from the basket. Now Jacob Randall, the 6'11 center, is going to work against Murat. And the reach-in steal caused by Moore. Coming out ahead is De La Cruz. Sends it out to James Lang. James has been quiet on the offensive end with 4 points. But he had a great assist there on the last trip. And he's got the ball right now, driving and tangled up with some feet of the Northern opponents, and loose ball foul. That one's on Leon Sewell. 4th foul on the Lights. The Fighting Saints have 4 fouls. 52-33, comfortable 19-point lead right now. Kramer gets the catch on the interior. Backing down Sayers the 4th, kicks it out to De La Cruz. Now James Lang. They're going to go with another touch to Derek. He spins baseline. Too strong. Randall with the board, the 6'11 big man. Xavier Bailey quickly into the front court. Bailey spins, met by Guzalocek, kicks it out. Sayers now around the perimeter. Mendez, 3 ball on the way. No good. It's just not been a good night of perimeter shooting for the guys from the high line, the Lights of MSU-Northern. Isaiah Moore drops it into the post. Murat always in control with a great looking pass, and Derek Kramer wasn't ready for it. It's a turnover. Sewell, and then stolen. De La Cruz. De La Cruz has got numbers, and he will always find a teammate. Throws it up high. Derek Kramer finishes. Lawrence De La Cruz with the unselfish pass and the bucket from Derek Kramer, and Dan Pearson wants a quick timeout. This a 30-second. Fighting Saints have pushed it up to 21. Their offense is clicking. Isaiah Crane's got 17. Derek Kramer all the way up to 11 now to go along with 5 boards. Guzalocek with 6. De La Cruz, 2 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. James Lang with a couple boards of his own and some assists. The Fighting Saints presented all season long by Finstad's Carpet One. For hardwood, laminate, tile, and carpet, go to Finstad's, an employee-owned community partner trusted for over 75 years. Finstad's Carpet One on Fuller downtown. And by Ruckers Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Ruckers Furniture. Carroll College 54, MSU-Northern 33. The Saints' defense has been stifling. The Lights' shooting has been poor. The Saints have started to get rolling on the offensive end, and so they see themselves with a 21-point lead. 8:13 to go in this one. Currently on the floor, the Saints with the 2 big approach. Kramer and Guzalocek both playing with 3 fouls. The Lights just looking to find some footing on the offensive end. Xavier Bailey rises up. Tough shot. No good. Rebound by Crane. Under 8 to go. Murat throws it out to Crane. Crane driving. Kicking. Around the perimeter we go. Isaiah wide open 3. Can't convert. Offensive board. Derek Kramer, and he scores off glass. So Derek Kramer having a very good second half here. Lead is 23. So they have really opened up the lead here as we approach the 7-minute mark. Bailey throws it into the corner. 3 ball from Maxwell is no good. Isaiah Moore collects the rebound, and James Lang. So Gary, the Fighting Saints offense has started to get going. Derek Kramer has had a good effort, and they have ballooned the lead all the way to 23.
It's very surprising to me. And there's a nice take.
So Sayers the fourth attacking on Derek Kramer, so that'll be 4 on Derek.
Yeah.
And he was kind of cooking on the offensive end. He's got 6 boards and 13 points.
Well, he's playing 2 bigs at once, Dan, as he likes to do that. But he'll have to come in for, they're going to leave Derek in and take Murat out.
Murat with a couple nice passes,
Yeah.
and he's got, I don't think he's been credited correctly with the assists right now, but 6 points, 3 boards. Looking for points from the line is Sayers the fourth, and he does, and now it's a 20-point margin. So a 3-point play for Leon Sayers the fourth. He's all the way up to 20, but he hasn't had much help. His team trails by 20, under 7 to go. Isaiah Crane slashing, pulling up, and floater, no good. Board to the 6'11", Jacob Randall. Maxwell into the front court, drops it into, and just banging in there up on Derek Kramer. There's not much Derek can do about it because he's playing with 4 fouls, but a miss there and a rebound by Kramer, so he was able to avoid the foul and collect the board. Now he's working hard in the interior. Jump hook, no good. And tipped in, James Lang on the offensive board.
And an and one. Boy, he's a battler.
So James Lang elevating and tipping it in. Gets it. So it is 58-36, a 22-point lead.
And this is a surprise to me. I got to be honest. I just did not see this one coming.
Timeout, Timeout on the floor. We'll resume that thought when we return. You're listening to the home of the Fighting Saints on Rewind 94.9 FM and online, kcap.com. Welcome back to the Carroll College PD Center. Nick Dietz and Gary Turcott in the Team Quest broadcast booth. 58-36. It's all Fighting Saints right now. 22 points, and they are in full control right now. And James Lang looking to add to the lead at the Finstad Carpet 1 free throw line. James with a great rebound putback, drew the foul. Good hustle play from the captain. Knocks it down. So a 3-point play. 59-36. Saints have 2 players in double figures. Isaiah Crane with 17, Derek Kramer with 13. Derek sits now, 4 fouls. Murat Kuzlowczyk back on floor. Reardon, step back, front of the rim, collected by Kuzlowczyk. And the Lights, Gary, I think they're going to have a hard time getting to 50 in this one. 59-36. Dangerous lob pass, but a good catch by Round. Draws some contact with no foul. Bailey now, 1-man fast break. Throws a good bounce pass, and Maxwell scores off glass. So Xavier Bailey with a nice feed. Maxwell with a nice finish. 59-38. 5:30 to go. Murat directing traffic, dribbling. And Jacob Randall with the boot. Size 14 shoes. Getting in on that. Owen Smith checking in. Reardon will get a break. With 5:23 to go. We've got the inbounder, Isaiah Crane. A lot of players looking pretty tired, Gary, out there.
Yeah.
You just wonder if some of that sickness is kind of making its way through. Seeing a lot of hands on knees despite being up 21. So Murat unable to connect at the line. 59-38. Xavier Bailey. Two-man game with Sayers third. Good ball movement here. Maxwell attacking, kicking, and selfish passing, but it's Bailey who's going to have to take a contested jumper before the shot clock expires. A good rebound by Randall. He's been impactful on the boards.
Yeah, he's a big kid. What's he lift, about
6'11".
6'11", yeah.
Sayers the fourth, driving in against multiple defenders, draws the foul.
By far their best player is Sayers, yeah. He's just been very effective.
Very under control, too. He's, seems to know what type of pace he wants to play with. He's has a good feel for it on the offensive end. 6 for 6 from the line. He steps to the line with 20 points and 4 rebounds. 2 players in double figures. Reardon's got 10. Only 4 players have scored, though, and the announcers jinked undefeated as he misses that free throw. Line change. Kramer, De La Cruz, Harrison onto the floor, joining Isaiah Moore and Isaac Round.
So we were talking about Nico Harrison a little while ago.
Yep.
He's the GM of the Dallas Mavericks.
Right.
And he played basketball at Montana State.
Yep.
With Danny Sprinkle.
Right.
Correct?
Yep.
And he made the trade.
That will live in infamy.
That, let's see, help me out with
Doncic.
Doncic. For Anthony Davis, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Still a source of consternation for many.
Unbelievable trade.
Yep.
Nico's either going to be the biggest hero or the biggest villain in history. But good for he's got some real guts to make a trade like that.
Absolutely. I know that they made the finals last year.
Yeah.
And Luka Doncic is obviously a huge part of that. And it's a bold move. He kind of alluded to it in the press conference that him and Jason Kidd, it was like our window's 3 to 4 years. There's no way we're going to be around in 10 years, and you wonder if there's some foreshadowing to that because it could be a scapegoated thing. Time will tell. The Lakers now with Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis.
And I kind of want to watch the Lakers play with LeBron and Luka.
I think everybody does.
On the court at the same time.
Yeah.
That's going to be really interesting basketball to watch.
Yeah, and Nico Harrison, I remember it was Quadre Lawless was the big man, and then Nico Harrison and Danny Sprinkle. They made the NCAA tournament back when they were playing there, and Nico went on to some success.
Scott Hattler.
Nike.
Scott Hattler was the point guard on that team who played for me at Great Falls High, and I think is still the assist leader at Montana State.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And Danny Sprinkle was the MVP of the tournament as a freshman.
And the head coach of the Washington Huskies now.
Now he's the head coach of the Washington Huskies.
Quite the team when you think about it, probably right at about 30 years ago to have a player on, a GM of an NBA team and a head coach of a Power 5 program. 59-39. We're talking everything because this one's got a little bit of a inevitable feeling to it right now with Carroll in full control, up 20. Garrett Kramer gets the catch in the post, and the jump hook misses everything. Xavier Bailey bringing up the floor, and coast to coast, he draws foul. So it's been a quiet night for Bailey, one of the stars of the team. He's yet to score.
Yeah, that's just hard to believe. I mean, he's been out there a lot of minutes. Just hasn't looked to score.
Only 4 players have scored anyway. It's been Sayers with 21, Reardon with 10, Maxwell with 6, and 2 from J.J. Thomas. Make it 5 players on the scoring column for MSU-Northern as Xavier Bailey gets the friendly roll on that free throw. 59-40. It's going to take a scoring barrage for the Fighting Saints to get to 80, but on the upside, they have a good chance at winning for the first time without getting to that mark, and they can stop talking about that stat. 3:48 to go. Isaiah Moore with a nice bounce pass, but De La Cruz couldn't handle that one. Rare occasion for him. Turnover for the Saints. Up 18. Isaiah Crane checking in. Isaiah Moore checking out. So you got 3 point guards essentially on the floor, with Kramer and Round occupying the front court.
Now that's interesting. There are 3 kids that are capable of playing the point for Carroll on the floor right now, and actually Round can play the point.
Yeah, absolutely. He might be the best passer of the whole
Yeah.
group. Thomas throws a cross court. Jumper. Maxwell. So he's got 8. 3 for 9 from the field. Round gets it up into the front court. 3:16 to go. 16-point lead. Saints led by as much as 23 in this one. They're kind of just burning some clock here. I know Coach Pearson was sick earlier.
Oh,
De La Cruz.
great change of pace by De La Cruz, and then hits another gear and lays it up. Very deceptive player.
And just a
Yeah,
heady player, just
6
smart.
foot tall with big hops.
Good jets, and he's
Yeah.
very smart. High basketball IQ, just like Harrison, who's sticking like glue on Maxwell. Good hands by De La Cruz. Ball goes out of bounds. Possession remains with the Lights.
Well, I dropped my and I looked.
Oscar Pula, the 6'5 sophomore, checking in for the first time in this one. And he's joined by Rogan Barnwell, who played at CMR. So some minutes getting transferred around. And Bailey
Now all of a sudden Bailey's looking for a shot.
knocks that one down.
Yeah, he hasn't looked for it all game.
61-45. 2:24 to go. Round. Out to Crane. Now Round rises up for 3. Can't connect. Pula. Taken away by Isaiah Crane, and Dan Pearson wants a timeout. So 2:11, 16-point margin. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the last 2 minutes. Stick with us. You're listening to the home of the Fighting Saints on Rewind 94.9 FM and online, kcap.com. .211 to go on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. 61-45 is the score. Saints up 16, just looking to salt this one away. They can get to 5-5 in the Frontier Conference, which would be, putting them squarely not only in the middle, but towards the upper half. And then they got a chance to get to 6-5 and have a winning record for the first time in conference play this season. That will be a Saturday matchup with University of Montana Western. We'll have that one for you. The women play at 2, the men play at 4. And in this one, Derek Kramer playing with 4 fouls. Great pass to cutting De La Cruz. So this has got to be one of the better overall team passing games I've seen. This is a good, unselfish group.
Well, they cut so hard, and they're looking for each other. I mean, they're really starting to gel as a basketball team, the truth be told.
Yeah, it's great to see.
Yeah.
And Jacob Randall, the big man, gets the bucket, so he's into the scoring column. 90 seconds to go. All right, some score updates. We've got 3:53 to go in Great Falls. Providence 70. Montana Tech 55.
Oh, my goodness. That's going to be an upset.
It's looking like it.
Yeah.
Yep. So the top 2 teams in the conference. And if you're a Saints fan, you're almost, and I feel like this has been the case the last couple of years where you're like, do we just want Tech to win all the games and everyone stay down in the muck with us, But it looks like Providence on their way to victory conceivably with that one. The other game, Rocky 84, Western 81 in a barn burner, 3:15 to go in that. So we'll keep you posted. Derek Kramer scoring again, so one of the better scoring
And
nights
he's getting
for Derek.
better. Derek Kramer is definitely playing good basketball.
One of his better scoring outputs, so time ticking down. Harrison's still playing. He only knows how to play one way of defense, and it's right in your grill. And he's even called for the loose ball foul as Dan Pearson is kind of laughing this one off. So 65-47. Just kind of telling his guys, all right, we just want to be done with this one a little bit. We don't need to foul that far from the basket. 65-47. The Saints will they haven't won without scoring 80. They're going to do that as they lead by 17. And 40 seconds remaining. Bailey at the free throw line, knocking down 2 for 2. So it's all kind of housekeeping from here on out as the Saints will improve. They want to just burn the clock here. There's a 10-second differential, shot clock to game clock. Both teams kind of looking like they're ready for some showers right now, and the Saints deserve to celebrate a 5th victory in the Frontier Conference as Isaiah Crane's just dribbling around. A reminder, stick with us for the post-game show presented by Placer Subaru. Isaiah Crane follows his own miss and puts it in, and they'll throw it up court. Will Northern, as we'll have the last possession here, I think. Lob pass is defended by Derek Kramer, and that'll do it. 67-49, the Fighting Saints with an 18-point victory. We'll be back with the post-game show presented by Placer Subaru when we return. You're listening to the home of the Fighting Saints on Rewind, 94.9 FM, and online, kcap.com.
You did it. You didn't get to 80, but you did it. I've been sick of that stat.
There was 4 minutes left and it was 38. I was like, we better not let it get to 50 because our like end scenarios are.
How are you? Good to see you.
There's no way the assist stats are right. You guys were passing it really well.
Well, we just cut really well too. Yeah, I mean 27 field goals made.
I bet you it'll get. I bet 20 of them. I saw multiple ones from Murat that weren't in
but
there.
even like Isaac, man, like to me, like he's playing out of position, so there's a capacity to give us 6 assists. It's huge.
7-3 attempts.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, and the thing is it's just like they bait us into some rhythm.